YouTube, what's the vibe? It's your boy Zevo708, and I'm back at you with another video. We here on the couch with another one. You know, I got something going on down there in the studio that, you know, I'm trying to get some things together down there with the artwork and, you know, kind of doing some things down there with the art. So we up here on the couch with it. But look, I found a fragrance at Burlington. I showed it a couple videos ago. You know, I said that we was gonna get into this fragrance. I held it long enough. A fragrance that I have seen online. You know, I've seen this fragrance before. Don't really, you know, have too much to go on it. I didn't do no research on it because this will be one of those purely reactionary videos where it's a fragrance that I blind bought. I don't know nothing about this fragrance. Nothing about it. But it was intriguing. Big ass box. I was like standing out on the shelf. Let me see what's to that. So this is the joint that I grabbed. Lattafa Sehir. And you know how they do. Price on that joint cost me $36.99. So they made sure that they put double prices on that joint. You know, they ain't want nobody to be confused or misunderstand how much this price go for. So yeah, we about to jump into this and see what this fragrance do. See if it's one of them ones. But big box. Usually when you get these big boxes with these, you know, elaborate presentations, usually the juice be on point. Lattafa kind of invests, you know, a little bit more into the fragrances with the heavy presentation. It's like they put a little bit more into that. So this joint slide up. Got the Lattafa in now. Got the Lattafa. Right off the bat, beautiful, beautiful presentation. Look at that joint. Beautiful. Got the gold trim around it. Got that joint sitting in there. Beautiful presentation. This style of bottle, I have no idea what this is. It looks like a dragon with like, I don't know if that's a Dragon Ball in there or a chakra crystal or I don't know what it is. But it looked like it's a dragon with his tail whipped up. Got the Lattafa little badge on there, which is kind of plated. Beautiful presentation. Beautiful presentation. Heavy cap. Cap is mad heavy. So this is definitely a piece of artwork that Lattafa, you know, kind of put together. So I'm definitely gonna have this sitting up on my shelf because I like the way that this look and this joint. Like I said, it's very heavy cap. Beautiful bottle. Kind of got that Arabic dome, golden dome type of style on there. You know, that's pretty decent. 36 bucks, presentation on point. You know. Now we just got to test this juice in here and see what this is. Because, you know, that's what's most important. You're paying for the juice. The presentation is just a bonus. It's a kicker. It's just, you know, they kind of like pushing you on the back with it. Like, hey, we're giving you the juice and here, we're giving you a little art. So, you know how we do on this channel. Your boy is going to put it in the air. Put it on testing script. Lay it on skin. And see what it do. I didn't do any research, so right off the bat, I don't know if it's unisex. I don't know which direction that it may lean. Again, y'all know how I rock. So fragrances is subjective. You could wear what you want to wear, how you want to wear it, when you want to wear it. So I may say that it's not unisex. Hey, you may put your nose on it and say, the damn it ain't, I'm wearing it. That's just how it go. Wear what you want, wear what you like, when you like, and how you like. So, atomizer check, pretty decent, fairly decent. Put that joint on skin. Put that joint on testing script. Nice. Very nice. In the air, very nice. Very nice. It does have that traditional Middle Eastern kind of vibe. I will say that. It does have that. You can tell that it's a Middle Eastern fragrance because of its vibe. It has that woody, sweet, kind of oud kind of vibe to it. I don't know if it's oud in there or not, but it does have that Middle Eastern vibe. So if you are into Middle Eastern fragrances, like heavy into them, and you just love that vibe, like it's, you know, it's your thing, you're definitely gonna, you know, vibe with this, because in the gate, I'm getting woody, nutty, kind of sweet take on it. And that's just in the air. On testing strip, it pretty much is the same as it is in the air. Very, very beautiful. Like you get that heavy, nutty, kind of a sweet, woody aspect. Like you get that. And if that's your vibe, like you really gonna love this, because the woody note is as prominent, it's pronounced, it's aggressive, and it's foundational. So everything else is kind of playing around, you know, that nutty aspect. But yeah, very beautiful. Like, yeah. Off skin, again, it still has that Middle Eastern vibe. You're getting your nutty, kind of sweet, woody notes that's blended. It's blended pretty well. However, you can definitely get that and I'm trying to think what's chestnut. You definitely get that chestnut that's sitting at the top. I will post the notes up here for you to check out. That way you can really get a clear understanding of, you know, what I'm saying about these different notes that's in this fragrance. Because it's a beautiful, well blended, and I think, you know, just from how I rock with my fragrances, it's more of a fall winter fragrance that I will be wearing in the fall winter, because I can't really see myself wearing this in the summer, because it will smother you. It definitely will. It's a fragrance that it has that earthy, that woody, that you know, kind of, even when I say chestnut, you know, chestnut is still more so of you know, like a, I don't want to say woody, but it's grounded, because, you know, it's come from a tree. It's you know, so it has that vibe to it. The cinnamon kind of give it the sweet aspect to it, but it's well blended, like very beautiful. Off skin, it's just like super blended. Smells kind of edible, like you kind of like smell like a cinnamon chestnut, almost like a you ever had the like almost like a hazelnut coffee creamer. It has that kind of vibe to it. Very beautiful, very beautiful. It's sweet, nutty, woody, and it's just, man, it's just a beautiful smell. Now, I'm kind of curious. Hold on for 1 second. Let me see. Okay, so on the top notes, correction, but I did notice it was some type of nutty aspect in there. I smelled something that was, so it's bitter almond, cinnamon. Middle notes is akagala wood, pomerose, jasmine. Base notes, vanilla absolute, tonka bean, and amber. So tell me that's not a hell of a blend, bro. Like tell me that's not a hell of a blend. You got your sweet, nutty on the top. You got your woods, florals in the middle, which I don't really get too much of the. I get the wood, but I definitely don't get the floral aspect of it. That's silent. That almond, cinnamon, and wood is canceling out that the floral aspect. You do get the vanilla. But it's so blended that everything kind of like riding on the vanilla. And I guess that's what makes it, or give it that real smooth vibe, because it's definitely a smooth fragrance. The tonka bean and the amber, yeah, I don't pull that from it. I don't. I'm not an expert. I can't just sit here and just smell, a fragrance and just start calling out notes. As you see, I thought that it was chestnut in there, but I did know that it was some type of nutty aspect in there. But yeah, some of that is canceled out by other fragrances that are more dominant and more pronounced in the fragrance. However, it may change in the dry down. Some of those other notes might come to the forefront. Some of them might fall back. But as of right now, very beautiful, nutty, sweet, not too sweet, not one of those, sweet, because it has the cinnamon that is blended in there, but definitely a nice, beautiful fall and winter fragrance that if you see it, you might want to look at it. I'm not going to tell you to get it, because that ain't what I do. I don't tell you go out and grab nothing. I don't spend your money. I don't spend your money. I'm not going to tell you what you need, and you need this in your collection. I'm not going to do none of that. That ain't what I do on the channel. I just present the fragrances to you and to try to spark the interest. If you're interested, you're interested. If you're not, you're not. I ain't selling shit. I ain't clickbaiting you with thumbnails or none of that. I'm just here to just be 100% transparent with you and let you know, what it is. If I don't like it, I'll be the first one to jump on here and tell you, look, this will not survive my collection. I'm getting rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I buy some that, just don't make it. And you know what I'm saying? And they up out of here. So I do want to kind of like jump on to, something else too, because this whole Lattafa thing at Burlington is throwing me for like a major loop. And it's like, okay, they are considered to be cheapy fragrances. And I'm quoting that. But I can't see it because the presentations, the fragrances be better than some of the. I done bought some designer fragrances that it's just, they don't last long. Then the projection is soft as hell. The fragrance, it smells, okay. But if you stack them, if you honestly stack them against some of these Lattafa fragrances, and you're not factoring in designer names or, designer promo and who in the commercial advertising it, and you just going, 1v1 fragrance against fragrance, Lattafa usually comes out on top. So man, they producing so many fragrances, and Burlington is having them. My strategy is this here, and I'm gonna be straight up with you, because Lattafa, they say is like one of the fastest growing fragrance houses as of late. As of late, when I did my research, they said that the house had only been established since 2012. So with the popularity that they gained from that time, and still producing how they producing, they dropping new fragrances like mixtapes. They dropping them like new rapper albums. So to be able to generate, these type of fragrances, great fragrances, different types of vibes, some of them might resemble another one, but all bangers, even the ones that are considered as clones, still have their own twist on them. So my thing is, what I'm trying to do, because I feel like Lattafa is going to make a move where they're going to have their very, very, very low priced fragrances, and with the popularity and the money generating, they're gonna start having more expensive fragrances. So some of these fragrances might even become discontinued. They may be selling some of these fragrances online. Soon as they drop, then they hit the rack stores. They push so many of them up out of the rack stores that they inventory and they catalog gets so big that they just got to start, dropping some out of the production. And I want to make sure that I have those ones that might quite possibly fall out of production in my collection. That's just how I see it, because Lattafa is steady climbing. You can't deny the fact that this fragrance house is doing its thing. It's really producing. It's putting that work out there. And now you're starting to see more and more people at these rack stores. Man, it gets so crowded sometimes when you in there looking for fragrance. It's almost like you playing ball. You down there posting up in the paint trying to, get position. Sometimes you might have somebody grab that last fragrance that you was looking at and they couldn't get to it in time. Or they may have it up under their arm and you be hoping that they gonna go and put that back, or don't, they might run out of money and you, man, look, I got it. Let me get that. But yeah, that's just how I see it. These Middle Eastern houses is not playing. And who's to say, because some of these luxury and designer fragrances are selling these fragrances, with these extreme markups. Who's to say that? Because none of us know where Lattafa getting their money from. We don't know that. These might be oil tycoons that decided that they got so much money, man, they want to jump into the fragrance market. We don't know how much money these people playing with. We really don't. So for them to say that, hey, they got, and I hear it a lot. Oh, these cheapies, they got low quality ingredients. How you know? How you know? We don't know that. We don't know what type of money these people playing with. One fact, though, one of the highest ingredients in fragrance is oud. And that joint don't grow nowhere else. That joint don't grow nowhere else. Middle East and Asia is the only places where they have the highest concentration of oud. Mainly coming up out of Dubai. Mainly coming up out of Dubai. So, and it's different types of oud. So, you know, I ain't gonna talk y'all ears off about this, man, but keep that in mind. You know, keep that in mind. Burlington opening up 100 new stores before next year, or carrying on into next year. Hey, man, you know, keep your eyes open, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm just here to, you know, shed some light. But look, please like, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Jump in the comments and just, you know, let's talk about it. It's your boy, Zebo708. I'm about to get up out of here. It's always a blessing to chop it up with y'all. Much love, you know, and let's do it again. I'm out of here. Peace.